Hello, hello, and welcome to Amethyst Racing. Today it's me, Martin, joined by
Luke Matthews, back again after a couple-week break.
As you can see by the standings, Alex Fox Johnson can wrap it up here in Brazil if he just scores a few more points than Hans Peter, who isn't racing today as well, notably. Myron Pill without a seat now in P3. Schumacher will be looking to claim maybe the top two in the drivers. Further down, we have Foss, who has also left Aston Martin, leaving Aston Martin high and dry. And as Conor Ratcliffe makes his return, climbing up the order ahead of Molo, Britton and Kilday. We're in for a thrilling fight for the title. The Constructors is very much on the line still as we get ready to go racing. And oh, who's got Balazs's number on?
Where is it?
The Aston Martin has Balazs's number. You couldn't make it up. He's got number 69 on. Well, McWilliams, I've got bad news for you, buddy. You're getting a fine.
Oh, you have to remind me some names there, because I've got some new ones.
We have some new names. So, the Aston Martin isn't Balazs. That is, what is his name?
Oh, who's the Alpha Tauri coming around to start their first flying lap?
The AlphaTauri of... Which AlphaTauri is that?
Is that Kilday?
It will be Kilday. He's returned from an absence. Kilday getting a big snap through the centre S's. It is Jeffrey. I can't remember the rest of his name.
Jeffrey it is. Jeffrey's fine.
We will call him Jeffrey.
We're back a few more people starting the lap. Van Basten and I think that is the Mercedes of Sven.
That will be Sven Bernards. But Jeffrey, as Kilday is having not a fun time through Sector 2 there. Car getting very loose. Although he's wearing the right helmet for the weather conditions.
Oh, he's got the fish helmet. We'd love to see the fish helmet.
He has got the fish helmet on. So further down, it is Van Basten, who is also on a lap. He's only green through Sector 1, but Kilday really struggling through Sector 2. Expect to see a purple Sector 2 here from Van Basten.
Van Basten's also had quite a few snaps in Sector 2.
Or maybe he won't set a purple.
Yes, he goes green.
And it's going to be Kilday, though. Yes, a Sven better dominate this race. Kilday sets the benchmark of a 1:17. Next up is going to be Rico Van Basten, who is almost a second off. Does go faster through the final sector. As we look to see who is...
Got Sven coming round to finish a lap now.
Oh, which one is he? He is this...
11th currently.
Oh, there's a Ferrari spun round. That is Simon Oulé. As Bernards goes in the middle. Wetzkowski manages to go faster than Bernards. Bernards is 7/10 off the pace. As we look to see who else could be on a lap. This is Jeffrey. What is Jeffrey's actual name? Let me have a look. In Aston Martin. Well, that's a fine for Haas. Neither of their drivers are in the voice call. Hellman. Byron getting a £10 million fine like it's nothing. As Jeffrey's...
No, flying in Sector 2.
Van Laar. Jeffrey Van Laar. Alex needs to score more points than Monk has all season to win the title. As meanwhile, Sven Schumacher, one of the Svens, does go fastest. There are two Svens today, Svenonation. Looking for some Sven domination. As Oulé manages P8, doesn't appear to have any damage.
Van Basten coming round is improving up to P4.
Also in the goldfish hat. But at the moment, Sven Schumacher beating Kilday by less than a tenth. The top two, tight margins. As Anthony managing P7 on them intermediates. It'd be interesting.
And we do also have Connor coming round.
Meanwhile, Skowski. Skowski sets the fastest lap. Beating Sven by, again, hundredths 400ths.
Which corner here? I think he's definitely going to be very close to the top. Looks like a very good sector 2.
Conor Ratcliffe now drives toward the main, finds 2 and a bit temps on Skowski. So Conor now sets the fastest lap. The track is going to be ever changing with these weather conditions. Let's have a quick look at what the weather is expecting. It could go dry within the next 10 to 15 minutes. We might get dry quali too.
Jeffrey just went up to P7. And then Schumacher at 69. 3 temps over Conor.
Oh, he hasn't gone out on a lap, Monk, so I can't check him. And who's the other one? AR. Or AM. AM is gonna be the one who's using Ballage's number. Oh, no. Jeffrey has been naughty. Almost as naughty as Jeffrey Epstein. And forgot to turn his telemetry on.
That's fairly naughty.
Fairly naughty indeed. I can't believe I've just made a Jeffrey Epstein joke. As meanwhile, Elias Larsson goes P3. The front 3 is a big old mix. It is Sven Schumacher, then Conor Ratcliffe. With Bernard's going P8 now. It's going to be Edwards next around as he comes through the final corner. The last little kink, making sure not to invalidate. What can Edwards cook? Edwards goes P2, goes ahead of Conor Ratcliffe. Remember, 3 drivers will be eliminated in this Q1 session. As there's a Haas around, that could very much be Harrington. Harrington has had a moment, but it seems to not be getting in the way as Sven is once again coming around as he's going to dive into the pits.
We have AFJ coming around. He looked like he had an amazing Sector 2 time.
AFJ going to be heading towards the line, and AFJ sets the new fastest lap. And how much faster is it? He's going to be getting extra downforce because he weighs so much.
Now those 3 temps come from compared to Schumacher. Oh, as Edwards has a massive snap. I'm not sure if he's actually on lap or not though.
Edwards in the Alpine, currently in P3. I would gather from his pace, probably not. No, Edwards not on lap. Is that pole currently not set a lap? Still not out. So it's going to be Conor who appears to be possibly on a lap. He did say he was going to be a wet weather wizard. He likes some wetty. But it wasn't a good first sector for Conor, but it is green. There's a Red Bull on softs. There is a in the pits. The Red Bull is in softs in the pits though. Conor driving towards the line. Does improve. Goes P2. He's only a tenth and a bit off of Fox Johnson. It has stopped raining, we're hearing. We're still seeing the odd trickle. There's still the odd trickle falling. But it's definitely getting lighter. As Fox Johnson does improve once again to further extend his gap that he's earned. Next up is going to be Jeffrey. Starting his lap.
Starting a lap.
Where is Van Laar? Jeffrey Van Laar. Currently in... It's weird looking for Ballage. I'm not looking for Ballage.
And we have Britain coming around to finish a lap. He has been improving. Let's see if he can get into the top 10.
Zandy also forgot to turn his telemetry on.
G6 for Britain.
And Jeffrey is disconnected. Jeffrey has disconnected.
He is going to want to get back in pretty quickly.
No one told me he had a quali ban. Great. I don't think he was aware either. But no one told me as a qualifying ban. So, yeah. I haven't been able to check staff chat, Rolf. I didn't also do the briefing. Jeff, have that Habibi Wi-Fi. Fox Johnson coming around is purple 1 and 2 again. Fox Johnson is really trying to stamp his name on it.
What, 6 temps on Skowski? I mean, I wonder if the track is improving though, because the rain has got, well, it looks like it has actually fully stopped now.
The rain has dissipated. As we look to see currently Archie Britton in P7. Would have wanted it to remain wet, I reckon. The wet weather warrior, Archie Britton.
Let's see who we have on lap at the moment. Dirk, I think, is coming into the pits. Yeah.
Has
Sven
Dirk...
behind.
So who's yet to set a lap? We've got Tadpole and
Sven goes P2.
Sven... Oh my god, Bernards goes P2 on the intermediates. So the track definitely almost... It's going to be a risky game to go on to soft tyres though. The track still only has a dry line in the middle. If you was to overstep that by even a fraction, you could absolutely ruin your race.
I wonder if this is what Pole and Rank have been banking on. They saw that it might go a little bit dry towards the end and just didn't want to risk going out, I suppose. I mean, one spin and you could be out qualifying completely. As AFJ goes into the 115s now.
The track is definitely entering the dry sort of range as Jeffrey Van Laar comes back out on intermediates. So the new drivers, notably to add, we have Elias Larsson for Alpine. We have Sven Bernards for Mercedes. As Radcliffe goes Skowski goes P3. Edwards has retired. Edwards has binned it. And we've got a Haas coming out, back out on Inters. Let's have a look at what Edwards has done. Will we be able to see in time? Oh my god.
That's very far up to lose it.
I have no idea what he's done. But he's right on the pit exit there. And Sven almost collects.
Looks like it's just disappeared.
Yes, but it was not in a very good position. That's for certain.
Who do we have out? We have... Who's the guy in sixth? Don't know his name. The guy.
This would be Larsson.
In sixth.
The other Alpine who has managed not to crash. So Edwards is P15 with an ever-evolving track. And 2 people who have yet to set a lap time. I feel like Edward may be the surprise elimination here, having that moment.
Yeah, I think obviously Ule has set a lap, but that's...
Ule is not a competitive lap either.
Yeah.
So, Edwards, if he was to have got through, wouldn't have been able to set a lap time, as Larsson's gone purple too. Larsson has found some absolute monster time.
This track is really ramping up.
It is. No one though out on the soft tyre just yet. Larsson goes P2. Was 4 tenths off of Fox Johnson. Fox Johnson must have had a monster first sector, by the way. As who are we looking for?
Trying to see. Look, I think Jeffrey has invalidated his current lap.
Van Basten's coming out of the pits. Yep. Van Laar has invalidated. Anthony's in the pits. Zandy is currently P14.
AFJ is coming around. It looks like he's improving again.
Yep. AFJ finding
is
a
second.
Oh no. Where's he pulled this out from? AFJ is meant to be awful at this track.
We've got some people biding their time as well, though.
Very true. Very true.
Only Q1. Maybe some people not showing the hand just yet.
So as we're going to see, Ule dives into the pits. He's got 4 minutes to set a faster lap. We still don't have pole. Sven Schumacher on the intermediate goes even faster. So we talk about AFJ going fast, and then Sven just absolutely blows it out of the park. So currently the guys in danger of being eliminated. We have Rank, Pole, and Ule. All 3 of them not on track.
They're really leaving it late now.
They are. As Fox Johnson looks to be on another lap, getting a tow. Or is he starting his lap?
Zanzi goes up to P3.
Zanzi P3. Fox Johnson goes even faster. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this track cooking?
This track, it might be the last person to cross the line against Pole at this rate.
Goes P3. The track looking a lot closer to where it needs to be. As there's yellow flags for some of the drivers. There's a Aston Martin of Jeffrey. What has Jeffrey done? Jeffrey's in the grass through the centre S's. Great. We'll have to apply it to the next race, Rolf. That's all we can do.
Oh, and we finally have pole and ranked coming out the pits.
They've left it late. What tire have they chose?
They're on the inters, both of them. Oh, we do have someone coming out of the softs on the Red Bulls.
One of the
I
Red
think
Bulls.
that's Britain.
As meanwhile, Rico Van Basten goes P2. This track definitely coming live. Van Basten only less than 2 tenths off of Fox Johnson. So everyone
Connor has the mediums on at the garage. He's coming out of the mediums. And we're seeing Skalski coming out on the softs as well.
People who are out on the intermediates might be in danger right now, actually. Because if this track is dry enough, we might see some surprise eliminations.
Oh, as Larson nearly loses it coming out the pits.
So the pit lane is definitely still damp as Harrington goes P2. So Harrington finding time, puts it P2. Fox Johnson is coming out of the pits. No, he's coming into the pits.
Coming in. He's going to have
As
to get
meanwhile,
out very quick.
Sven Bernhards, my guy, my driller, goes fastest on track.
Our people on tyre, we've got Larson is out on the soft, Skalski out on the soft.
And DRS has just been
Connor on the
enabled.
mediums.
DRS has just been enabled. It is.
I think everyone out on the softs is really they made the right decision.
Anyone out on any not wet tyre.
Thing is, a lot of people aren't going to have time to come in and get back out again.
No, not now. Only a minute left. The 2 people in the pits, in Edwards and Fox Johnson. Fox Johnson should be safe. But if them intermediates find time, especially with the DRS now being opened, AFJ could have just been piped. So who's that first to come around? It looks like it's going to be Pole. Pole is on intermediate tyres. He's taking a big risk here. On the inters, they're going to be hot and not grippy.
Keeping an eye on Britain here. He was a 2.5 seconds up in Sector 1.
It's a very busy track right now. As meanwhile, Zandy on the intermediates goes fastest. And goes fastest by quite some bit. AFJ could be in royal trouble here because the DRS being enabled is going to absolutely mess him up. So who we got next? It's going to be Jeffrey.
Britain is 7 seconds
Jeffrey
up.
now sets the
Just coming to
fastest
the
lap.
line.
Harrington does improve as meanwhile Pole sets the fastest lap.
Britain's definitely going to get a provisional pole.
Harrington could be out here, you know. Unless Harrington's on a lap. Britain sets fastest lap. Britain is going to be into Q2.
9.2 on the soft tyres.
Rank is going to be through with that DRS.
And that's a time on the inters. AFJ, he's dropping down the order, down in P8.
He's dropping down the order quicker than his dad left him. But Van Basten has invalidated. Van Basten will not be improving. Next up is going to be Connor Ratcliffe, currently P14. Hasn't invalidated on the medium tyre. And Connor goes P2 on the medium tyre. Next, Skalski sets the fastest lap on the soft. Only for Larson to go faster than him. Ule, can Ule cook?
Harrington is invalidated.
Ule P2.
Out.
Anthony P3. Dirk goes P6.
AFJ is going to survive here.
Is he? It's going to be very close.
Sven is not setting another lap, and Van Basten is also not setting another lap. And with Edwards out,
Oh my god.
AFJ will go through.
And so will Harrington. Van Basten is going to be kicking himself. Schumacher out in Q1 is a big shock.
I'm not sure what happened on his final lap. You really wasn't expecting him to go out.
Oh my god. That is in chaotic qualifying. That is
I wish we'd
literally
had that for Q3.
No, that is literally just like real life qualifying when it rains. Because you see people dropping who you wouldn't expect to drop. Rico Van Basten and Sven Schumacher being eliminated in Q1 was not 2 names I was expecting to be saying right now. I was not ready for what just happened, but that is chaos at its finest. But there we have it. Fox Johnson and Harrington scraping it through by the skin of their teeth. Sven Schumacher and Van Basten are eliminated as we get ready for Q2. As we get a big reset. Will it rain again? Is the question. If it rains again...
I mean, if we could have every single qualifying session with a little bit of a switch up like that, would not mind. There we go, going to Q2. Nice and dry for everyone.
And is the weather expecting to rain again? Not for the foreseeable future. So, who will be first out on track?
Well, looks like one of the Mercedes is already coming out.
It is going to be Anthony coming out first.
Quite a lot of movement, actually. Got a Ferrari coming out as well. A couple cars further up. Both Ferraris going to get an early lap in.
So it appeared everyone just wants to get a solid banker lap in. Maybe not a bad way to go about things, especially.
Oh my God! Ole has spun in the pit lane. He's done his wing. Oh, he's just been DQ'd to block in the pit lane. What that is?
He's going to start from the back of the grid.
Not what I want to see.
I'm going to have to put in P15.
Oh, and Pole has to go around him to avoid getting damage as well.
Let's just remind me, Ule P15, because otherwise the game will say he's late, further back than that.
Right, cool.
So that's one way to end your qualifying. How many penalty points are you on, Harrington? Let me have a look how many penalty points you were on. Because if you'd amassed 3 penalty points, it would have been a ban, but no one told you. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is a mistake upon the part of us. You do not need to worry about it. So who is on their outlap first? Is it going to be...
It's going to be Anthony, I believe, who's
Anthony...
going to be first round.
Anthony is going to be the first man on lap in the Mercedes. Let's ride on board with the Mercedes as we come around the Brazilian GP. George Russell won here in this car. I don't think... Oh, who knows what could happen. Brazil has given us some absolute amazing races throughout the seasons. But Anthony coming up to a little bit of traffic. Meanwhile, there's a yellow flag for an AlphaTauri. What's happened further back there, Matthews?
Looks like he's just had a bit of a moment.
Who is it?
Up into turn 8. Just trying to see. I believe it was Kilday. Yeah, the only AlphaTauri out on track.
So Kilday having a moment. Anthony, though, going to be getting a big tow here from a McLaren. And Anthony sets a benchmark lap time of a 1:08.2. As we look to see who is on a lap further back. Fox Johnson is out on track. But Dirk Huizenveld is on a lap right now.
I think Pole is just coming around to complete a lap as well.
Pole as Kilday
is.
goes P3. Pole goes fastest by 2 tenths. And now it's going to be Archie Britton starting his lap. So it will now be Dirk Huizenveld. Rounding the final corner. Where can Dirk put it? Dirk manages P4. Next up is going to be Harrington, who goes fastest. And Zandy going P3. Next up is going to be Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, I believe, is on an outlap. A little bit further back, though, I think Sven is on a lap, just come around.
Jeffrey was on
a half decent time.
Sven only manages P5, as meanwhile Conor Radcliffe goes P3. It's a McLaren 2-3 currently. But next up on lap is going to be Fox Johnson or Britton. Is Fox Johnson, who's invalidated.
I think it's going to be Kilday, actually. Kilday's just come around the final corner now.
Oh, Kilday.
Currently
P9. AFJ has invalidated his lap.
He has indeed.
Kilday, though, finds some time 500ths faster. Where can Archie Britton put it? Britton now drives towards the line. Britton goes P3, goes ahead of the McLarens. That's a big lap from Archie Britton.
Getting pretty close at the top, but I think we know these G1 drivers have a bit more in them.
And we still have 4 guys yet to set a lap. We've got Larson on his debut, looking to get into Q3. Also looking to have a big shot is...
Jeffrey's just come around to complete a lap now.
Oh, Fox Johnson's on intermediates. Why am I even thinking about him?
Jeffrey up into P5. It's top 7 is so close now. All within around 2 tenths.
I hope when we do the actual race, he has the right number on, because he's got 69 on at the moment.
Yeah, he's got a chance to change it, doesn't he?
Yes, but there'll still be a fine for Aston Martin, as the Schumacher has left. As we look to see who else could be on a lap right now.
We have
Larson. Larson's just started his. Fox Johnson is on an intermediate lap, goes P12. Archie Britton into the pit. So it will be Larson is next. So
his first time of Q2.
Elias Larson looking to get into Q3 as he comes round turn 7 and 8 now. Right on the limit. As it's this probably the hardest traction zone of them all. Easy to lose the car through that long left-hander. And he's going to now drive, get that last bit of helping of DRS here, and then we a drive towards the line for Elias Larson. Elias Larson comes across the line and goes fastest, 500ths faster than Kilday. Puts a big lap in, was not purple through in any sector, but is able to hook up the most
Connor
optimal.
goes P4 as well.
Connor goes ahead of Britton. So Connor Radcliffe going up into P4. So it's going to be Larson, Kilday P2, Harrington P3. The top 6 separated by less than 2 tenths.
Harrington is just coming round. I believe he's on a lap. Oh, no, sorry. He's definitely not on a lap.
Who is on a lap? Is Anthony on a lap, maybe?
Just meant to see the time. Mine says it's 2 minutes 20, so
he's
I have
not
no
on
idea.
a lap. Anthony is not on a lap. Rank is flying, we're hearing. As he gets past the McLaren of Connor. Rank, we're hearing, is on a big lap. It is a purple sector 1 for Rank. Swings out as wide as possible. Doesn't take that inside corner, though. Doesn't hit the apex there. That is a flying first sector. Possibly got a nice toe. As they're now going to be... Rank, purple sector 2 as well. Rank is looking on for a big lap here. All he's got to do now is go flat out, basically. And Rank, 3 tenths faster than the next car. Rank has just thrown the gauntlet down and told everyone how to act. That is a very big lap there from Rank. Rank is indeed ranked fastest.
Actually, still going around on those ends for idiots.
If he spins and crashes because he's on intermediates, that's his own fault. As meanwhile, Harrington goes P3.
Anthony up into P2.
What? Dirk's setup is questionable.
Well, we'll see what he sets when he comes back out.
And Ule leaves the session. Who is on a lap? Let's see. Archie Britton looks to be starting. Is currently running in P7. Will be getting into Q3. I think this will be the first time he gets through to Q3 if he's to hold position. Anthony's gone P2 actually.
Yeah, he's still like about 3.5 tenths behind Rank though.
Jeffrey, you've got the wrong number on, lad. You're meant to have number 40 on. Jeffrey is using Ballage's number. Jeffrey's currently P9. He's currently misbehaving. He's a naughty Jeffrey. The last naughty Jeffrey was someone who we can't say. Again.
FJ finally comes into the pits to get rid of those intermediates.
But Britain is improving through Sector 1.
Oh, he's off.
Ah, Britain goes round and he basically bins that lap. Making sure not to beach it though, because if he beached it, that would have been a big L. But there we have Archie Britton is currently doing his best Timo Glock impersonation.
As Sven goes up into P6.
So Sven
now I think we'll
Bernards.
be waiting for a little bit for everyone to go out on their final runs. Yes, Sven's Bernard.
Sven Bernards goes P6. So currently the drivers being eliminated is going to be Ule, both Ferraris, both Williams, and Zanzi in P11 currently. Britain coming into the pits to wipe the tears away from that horrific spin that he had. Oh.
Alright, just wait.
Now we do indeed just wait. Everyone's going to be diving into the pits. And
hopefully we'll get someone coming out a little bit early, maybe seeing if they can go for 2 laps or warm up.
And now
we know AFJ has obviously got a lot of pace in him. We expect him to be top 10 here. So Jeffrey is definitely in the firing line. I
can see AFJ possibly having a bottle moment though. We haven't had an AFJ bottle all season. One happens every season. You think back to season 5, and it would be AFJ and Dirk Huizenveld getting in the way of each other in qualifying at Canada. Season 6, you have to think about AFJ when he just binned it into the wall. Season 4, you have to think about the time AFJ just binned it into a wall. He's got one in him. As the first driver who's going to be out, Bernard has a quick change around and was last man in, first man back out.
Yeah, we've got a couple of drivers come back out now.
Huizenveld out onto the track. You've got an AlphaTauri of Kilday. You've got the Ferrari of Scousey coming out already. So we got some drivers, some of which are in the firing line.
Yeah, Scousey and Dirk. I imagine
Bernards
getting out early.
How would I pronounce his surname? Berens. Is it Berens? Oh,
it is Berens on stream. Yeah.
I've been calling him Bernard. It's Berens.
I'm glad I've been calling him Sven instead now, because I would have been calling him Bernard as well because of you.
But it's going to be Kilday. He's going to be the first man on the lap. He didn't give me the fancy flicks.
The fancy flicks.
It's going to be Kilday though, starting his lap first. And looks like Berens is going to be having a... Yes, I am struggling with some Dutch names as always. But I would like to say I can do this one very well. In Dirk Huizenveld. Berens. I can do Berens. Meanwhile though...
Kilday is up 800ths in the first sector. It's really tight margins going up to P2.
Berens. Kilday, I'm trying to get his pronunciation. Hardizers. I've learnt how to say Hardizers. But he's going to be Kilday now, looking for a green sector 2 as well to make sure he's safe. As there's a lot of traffic ahead.
He might get a nice tow.
From that Haas.
He's nearly 3 temps up. It's been a really solid lap here, but he has a little bit of a moment coming onto the final corner.
And he's looking for that toe
might make up for
from that Haas. He literally takes a wider line. And it is P2 for Kilde. Hoosenveld. It only improves, still P13 for Hoosenveld. Next up, but Birens still only P6. Skowski goes fastest, beating off Rank by 400ths.
Zanzi's coming over to cross the line.
Zanzi
stays P12.
I think he invalidated. I think he might be starting his lap now. Meanwhile, Jeffrey might have just got out in time. What is Fox Johnson cooking? Only P3 for Alex Fox Johnson. It's enough currently to get him through. Archie Britton improves to P6. Next up is going to be an Alpine. It's going to be Larson. Larson currently P7. Goes to P4. And now
both McLarens.
It's going to be Connor Radcliffe. But it's Pole who's invalidated. Pole is almost certain. Pole is eliminated. Connor Radcliffe improves to P7. Goes ahead of Archie Britton. Next up is going to be Rank. Rank
improves,
doesn't.
But it's not enough. I think he just improved, but it's not enough to take P1 back.
Next up is going to be Anthony coming to cross the line. Anthony doesn't improve, but Birens
danger further back. Jeffrey, he's only 600.
Birens improves to P7. Who's next? It's going to be Harrington on a lap. Is Dirk on a lap? Dirk's not on a lap. Is Zanzi on a lap? Zanzi's the one to watch.
Zanzi is improving. Further back, Jeffrey was also improving.
He can knock Harrington out here.
Harrington and Britton both in danger.
Zanzi doesn't improve enough though. I think. What is Jeffrey cooking? Jeffrey doesn't cook enough either.
They must have both had a pretty awful final sector. Zanzi looked like it was 3/10.
Skowski's found some absolute blistering pace though, as he is provisionally top of Q2 for Skowski, while he looks like a chemo patient. But notably, Britain makes it through into Q3 for the first time. Archie Britton, eat your heart out. As we get ready for Q3, we've still got to do another 10 minutes. So, Q3, predictions for pole. Because, it could be a number of people now.
Rank has looked like he's had very solid pace the whole...
Rank has had solid pace. Skowski could be an outside shout for a P1 here. Which would be insanity.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, current tier 2 champion. But he's not shown as much of the pace that he had last season so far, but he's really turned up today. I don't know if Brazil is one of his favourite tracks or if he's just really on it today. I'm sure someone in chat will know if this is a good track for Skowski or not.
And Skowski did tell me to look out for him, so I have a feeling he knew it was going to be a good track. So, I'd like to point out, there is one Haas, 2 AlphaTauris, 1 McLaren, 1 Ferrari, 2 Mercedes, a Williams, and an Alpine, and a Red Bull. This is the most diverse top 10 shootout we've had for a long while. And the first one to set a lap here is going to be Alex Fox Johnson, looking to set a solid benchmark lap, possibly. With Skowski on lap right behind, and I think that is Rank in the third car on a lap. Yeah, there's 8 teams. 8 teams.
8 teams, yeah.
Monk, you can't count. But Fox Johnson, obviously, the first car on lap goes purple 1.
Right, he's not on those inters again. He seems to love them.
He does love inters. Almost as much as he likes donuts.
Maybe that's what he was doing in the car with those inters on.
Who knows? So we're hearing Alex is having wheel problems. Which,
old chestnut.
which is notably very different from father problems like he usually has. But AFJ now has a yellow second sector somehow. But will be coming across the line to set the first lap. Yes, the free place will be done. So AFJ sets the benchmark. Skowski.
Not a good lap for Skowski.
Not a very good lap at all. Next up is going to be Rank. No.
Kilda's invalidated.
No,
So
it's not going to be Kilday.
Britain.
It is going to be Archie Britton. The Red Bull team principal.
What sort of lap time can he cook up? Only third slowest of everyone so far for Britain. I'm sure he's got a little bit more. I think we have Harrington just coming round.
Harrington P2. Still a little bit off AFJ's pace. Next up is going to either be not Anthony. It's going to be Bert Behrens. And Behrens manages P5. Even more off the paces. Meanwhile, Conor Ratcliffe goes P3. As Larson is starting his lap in the Alpine. Next up on a lap then is going to be, my guess is Rank, who's invalidated. So maybe it's going to be Kilday on a lap, who invalidated his last lap. I wonder if he had enough battery stored up and enough fuel to do a lap.
Yeah, it does look like he's still got a bit of battery left.
He's green 1 and 2. Anthony only amasses P7. So the Mercedes both well off the pace. Oh my god.
Yeah, both having moments.
Kilday goes P2.
P2.
Oof, what a lap.
His times are fairly spread out though after the first runs for most people.
I wonder if some people are fresher softs than others, because maybe some of them who use their soft set in Q1.
True, yeah. We have round. I think we have Larson coming round, just getting onto the straight now. He's trying to stay behind.
Larson currently P9 is going to be driving towards the line. Goes P2, and that is a lot closer. Still 3/10 off AFJ though. AFJ's extra downforce isn't very fair.
I see if Anthony is on lap or not. I don't believe he is. No, he's diving into the pits.
Jug, you'll find that we'd like to make jokes about how Alex Fox Johnson's father left him when he was young, and so did his stepdad. Actually, he has an issue of keeping father figures around. Sometimes it do be like that. Sven, when you're racing, don't worry, you'll get them too. If you come back next season. Yeah, I have mummy issues. No, I can't.
Right, you need something else to talk about, mate. AFJ is coming around to start a lap.
Yes, he is.
Skowski is not far behind. We'll see if Skowski can repeat the pace that we saw in Q2.
Skowski, who could be on for... Oh, that's gonna get clipped horribly.
Oh, what you deserve, man. You did it to yourself.
And Harrington's retired. Harrington has retired in the pits with that P4. So, interesting choice. But here we have Alex Fox Johnson now going to be coming round turn 4. Well, Alex could be on to become a 3-time champion if he can score some points today. I think he needs 3 points to be safe.
Skowski actually had a better Sector 1 than AFJ.
And Skowski possibly cooking more. Let's have a look. Skowski with a purple one. Skowski has the fastest sector across all...
Oh, it's a massive moment though.
Skowski definitely pushing hard. But that's going to cost him a good few tenths. AFJ rounding now through the final few corners. Has a purple sector too. AFJ could be set to improve here. Can he
See
get
what AFJ does.
into the one? He goes into the pits. Will Skowski finish this lap, or will he also dive into the pits?
He is going into the pits. It looked like that moment in Sector 2 cost him a lot of time.
Behrens, though, is looking to go on a lap now while it's quiet. As he comes through the Senna S now. And he's invalidated. So, is he doing 2 out laps? Because my guy's rear light is still flashing.
We had all the excitement in Q1.
Yeah. Q1 was... We almost had AFJ and Sven eliminated in Q1.
I mean, Harrington was right on the cusp.
Harrington was right on the cusp. If Rico Van Basten and Harrington didn't invalidate their laps, AFJ wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have been saying all of these. Oh no, Czech public. So Bernards is going to be the first man on a lap still. Behrens, sorry, not Bernards. Oh my god. So Behrens looking to start his lap now. Sven Behrens on his debut in Amethyst. What can he cook? We've got both him and Larson on their debuts into Q3. They'll be wanting to show some absolute blinding pace here towards the end of the season. And he's a 10th down on Fox Johnson's Q1. I mean, yeah, Sector 1, sorry.
But it's still a massive improvement for him.
Is a massive improvement. He won't. This is going to be his final lap, notably, and it's going to. We see Connor as well out on the track at the moment. What can Behrens do though? Right on the limit of track limits there. I thought he was going to cut the corner, and that was going to be that. Getting a little bit loose through that long left-hander. The car wanting to snap out. As meanwhile, Behrens, 3 tenths down still on Fox Johnson. Only has a few corners to go.
Like he can get this somewhere in the top 5.
As he drives towards the line, Behrens is going to go P4. There's a lot of drivers out on track who can further improve. Connor Radcliffe, who's currently on a lap, has improved through Sector 1. What can Connor do in Sector 2?
I'm sure Connor would have wanted this to be wet the whole session instead of just Q1.
He's 3 tenths down around Behrens. They're going to be competing for that P4 position currently.
It's so close. He could even got to P2 if he's had a good final corner.
And Connor goes P5.
Just P5.
Just
only
a
100th behind.
I'm happy to do that, Harrington, and I'll just bump everyone up and we'll class that as it being done. I think that is only fair. As meanwhile, it's going to be Kilday, currently P3 on a lap. Could be looking for pole. Good stuff,
He's
Kilday.
a little bit down on his own Sector 1 time.
Sector 1, there isn't much. There's only a few corners to make the time up on.
Obviously, he can cook in Sector 2.
Oh my god. Behrens, Connor and Harrington are separated by 16 thousandths. 100th separates Behrens and Connor Radcliffe.
Well, Kilday has definitely had a bit of time in Sector 2. He's 2 tenths up. It looks like it will probably be enough to get into P2, but
he's going to have to
put
find
himself
a
in
big
provisional
pace.
pole. He has to dial the engine up.
And it is P2. What was the time to beat, Nidam? What is the time to beat? As Connor's going for another lap.
Oh, here we've got Rank is just going around to complete a lap.
And Rank goes P2. Still behind Fox Johnson.
But that's probably going to be it for Rank now.
Archie
He's not
Britton.
going to have the battery to go for another lap.
Britton improves to P8 ahead of Skowski. Next up is gonna be Larson. Oh.
Just watching Skalski. He's only 6 tenths up on his time. It might put him around the top 5, but no higher than that.
Larson, though, is coming across the line now. Larson goes P2. 800ths off of Fox Johnson. But Fox Johnson, there's a Mackie D's on the line. And he doesn't improve enough. Nidam, your money is safe. You don't get to play surrogate father for Fox Johnson.
Not letting you get close again. You're a ticking bomb. You left me here to die. I'm feeling cold and numb. We are running out of air. I'm calling a mayday. Calling a mayday. Is there hope in all that's left? There must be a better way. I'm calling a mayday. I'll call from the I'll call from I'll call from the heart. You're running on my downfall. All I do is cry. Thought you'd pick up all my pieces. You don't even try. Not letting you get close again. Still a ticking bomb. You left me in a bleed out like a hit and run. We are running out of air. I'm calling a mayday. Calling a mayday. Is there hope in all that's left? There must be a better way. I'm calling a mayday. I'll call from the heart. I'll call from the
Your footsteps on the stairs. If I listen hard enough, they're still there. And you think I'd know better by now. But I still drink until you're next to me again, baby. And I still think that in the morning I might wake up next to you. Empty bed and empty spaces in my head. Your smell, your taste, your memory is all that's left to fill this empty, fill this empty. This empty. And your pictures on my phone help me to pretend that I'm not alone. And you think I know better by now. But I still drink until you're next to me again, baby. And I still think that in the morning I might wake up next to you. Empty bed and empty still think that in the morning I might wake up next to you. Empty bed, your taste, your memories, all that's left to fill this empty, to fill this empty bed. This empty bed.
Hello, hello, and welcome back. The lobby is set. The drivers are putting on their setups. We're about to get racing here in Interlagos. I'm not on crack.
Well, it looks like Skowski is not putting on a setup. He's
Oh,
disconnected, and from what I'm seeing in public, he's not going to be able to put one on.
As here we go. Fox Johnson starts on the outside. Larson on the inside.
Oh, it's a drive-through for Connor.
Did Skowski just go early on? Wait a minute. Connor's done what I did. Connor's got a drive-through.
Oh.
Meanwhile, though, Larson has jumped Fox Johnson off the start. Further back, there's absolute chaos as Schumacher is up to P11 already.
Doesn't look like there was any contact or damages, at least, going into turn 1 and 2.
Oh, as we see Behrens getting a little bit loose up into P4 as Behrens. So currently it's going to be Connor Ratcliffe leading, but he has a drive-through. So Larson's is now leading as Dirk Husenfeld.
Dirk's had a moment.
And there's a Ferrari going slow. It is going to be Skowski without his setup on. Side by side with Molo and Zandy, the Alfa Romeos. There's absolute chaos ensuing further back as we see
Harrington lucky not to get wing
Edwards
damage
going
as well.
around the outside. But right now it is going to be Connor Ratcliffe leading the pack with a drive-through penalty.
Well, further back, it's been a coming together between Pole and, I think, Dirk. Or no, sorry, Edwards.
Pole and Edwards. That's P18 and P19 now. Having to coming together. Edwards on the medium, Pole on the hards. Britain is net P5 as Connor comes into the pits to serve his drive-through. Larson will be now leading the race with Fox Johnson right behind. P3 is Behrens. P4 will be for Kilday. P5 for Archie Britton and P6 for Anthony. As we see further back, it is going to be Rank and Sven Schumacher is on an absolute charge up into P8 already. Sven Schumacher is charging up the field. Look to the inside. And Sven Schumacher into P7 runs a little bit wide. We see an Alpha Tauri running wide as well. Kilday. Schumacher gets back past by Rank for P7. And we got side by side further along as it's going to be Ule and Jeffrey side by side. Van Laar with Rico Van Basten up into P9 already as well. Rico Van Basten making a brilliant recovery drive on their medium tyres. We see a range of tyre choices from medium and hard tyres from the field. But right now it's going to be Larson leading Fox Johnson. They're dropping Sven Bernards off by a little bit already. P4 is for Kilday, who is got a bit of a train behind him. Archie Britton all over that AlphaTauri's rear. And Archie Britton thinking about a move on the medium tyres as Larson sets the fastest lap. Britton dives to the inside, back to the outside, back onto the inside.
Oh, that's a bit naughty.
Oh, that looked like proper racing actually. Old school racing. Unable to make a move though.
Leaving.
Kilday holds him off.
But Anthony's now right behind you. Anthony could be going for both of them up into turn 4.
We're going to ride on board here with Anthony as we see Britton going around the outside with the DRS. And Britton up into P4 gets past Kilday. We'll be hoping to drop Kilday off with their medium tyres. As we've got quite the train forming. Oh, as it looked like for a second there, Rank looked for a move, and it's going to be Schumacher side by side with Rank for P7.
These guys
Schumacher
really don't want to be
around.
fighting each other. They're both on a charge.
The medium tyre of Schumacher as he has the inside for the next two corners. And Rank gets a little bit of snap. It's going to allow Rico Van Basten up through. Rico Van Basten up through, and so does Jeffrey. As meanwhile,
no,
a battle for the lead. Dirk Husenfeld's gone round, but Fox Johnson takes the lead of the race as he gets past Larson before the first corner. And meanwhile, Behrens
DRS though.
is just chilling on his own. Oh, and there's someone's gone round. It's Schumacher. Schumacher's round. Wonder there was contact there between him and Rank, but Schumacher dropping all the way down the order on their medium tyres. As meanwhile,
Rank is
Fox
trying to go
Johnson.
around the outside. I don't know who this is. Ninth is Molo.
So currently,
Doesn't make the move stick.
Rank's drop down positions. Rank definitely was involved in that incident. As meanwhile, Harrington is battling pole for P18. Harrington on pole. And I think Harrington has got the job done on pole. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is going to be Fox Johnson still leading. Still leading Larson.
Oh, further back. Molo out of the race. Speed. Speed out. Rank no front wing.
What happened? You seem to have caught it a bit better than we did. As we get a safety car.
Rank went into the back of Molo, but I did only catch it right as it happened.
Oh boy, Molo is going to be very angry. But we have a safety car now for that incident. Rank is going very slow. Behrens is into the pits.
Britain is in P3.
Archie Britton, P3. As you see a lot of people though diving into the pits, so it's going to be Fox Johnson leading, Larson, Britton P3, then it's going to be Gustav Kilday P4, P5 will be for Anthony, 6th for Ule, 7th for Zandy, 8th for Conor Ratcliffe after his drive-through, Behrens on fresh hards in P9, and P10 will be Rico van Basten, although he's racing side by side with Dirk Huizenveld, so Dirk will be just ahead of Rico. But
it's really perfect timing for Conor with a safety car. I mean, he needed something early to get back in this race after that drive-through off the line.
Aston Martin Peel are currently P14 with Jeffrey Van Laar.
It looks like that incident with Schumacher was possibly because of Van Basten just saying something in the public chat in the Discord. So maybe Rank just got caught up in it because they were racing so close together. The big winners for the first 5 laps got Britain up 4 places, Anthony up 6, Ule up a massive 8.
Skowski dropped 9 and so has Pole. And Rank has also lost 8 places, so there are some big losers here as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you just mentioned Skowski up down 9.
Edwards as well, up 5. And Van Basten up 4.
Schumacher was
on a
had
charge.
The best start out of anyone before then. So, I mean, even after that, he's still up 1 position. Something's just happened further back between Ule, Conor, that sort of area. I didn't see exactly what, but Zanzi doesn't have a front wing.
So, how's that happened?
I'm not sure. I only caught it in the background, but that is awful for Zanzi. That's going to ruin his race unless we see another safety car.
Why are they so tight to each other's rears? There's no need, boys.
Yeah, I remember in Austria T3. You heard me complaining about that a lot the whole race.
So Fox Johnson, as things stand, will become a 3-time world champion here in Amethyst Racing. He needs some kind of disaster to happen.
Disaster or one tiny mistake that sends him out. Oh my god, there's more contact further back between Sven, Dirk and Van Basten.
Which Sven?
It looked like 10th, it's Behrens. Is that Behrens?
That is Behrens.
So Dirk went into the back of him by the looks of it. He now has front wing damage, and Van Basten got caught up at the end. He's also missing an end plate.
Guys, how hard is it not to hit each other under safety car?
So we're now going to have Van Basten, Dirk and Zanzi pitting for new front wings that can damage under the safety car. And Behrens, well, I will be hoping he doesn't have any rear wing damage or
I'll probably find out if he retired safety cars in this lap. The safety car is left up very late. And Zandy has
we're gonna have more bunching up, oh god.
The classic AFJ restart time.
As everyone dies in for new front wings. Who needs them?
And Kilday has hit Ule meanwhile. Oh my god.
Oh my word. Right, let's hope this goes a bit smoother.
I don't know.
As AFJ goes.
AFJ has gone. He's not the lead. Now he's the leader of the race. AFJ goes. Larson still P2. Archie Britton is going to have to fend off Kilday. And Conor Ratcliffe's back up to 5th. And it wasn't Behrens into the pits. It was Anthony into the pits.
Sorry, my bad.
Britton did not get a good drive. Larson is all over the rear of Fox Johnson as well. But it's going to be Kilday looking for a move up the inside of Archie Britton. And Kilday up into P3. Britton drops down to P4. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is going to be Larson all over the rear of Fox Johnson still. The guys who pit then is an interesting decision by them all.
They didn't really have much of a choice.
Did they all have damage?
Yeah, they did. The 3 that pit had front wing damage.
5 people pit.
Maybe there was more front wing damage, but three
Also,
of them
Harrington,
definitely
meanwhile, is battling it out with Jeffrey
did.
Van
Oh, he
Laar.
spun! No damage by the looks of it, but he's really not having a
Oh, and there's
good evening.
Connor's gone round as well. The
I didn't see any
commentators.
contact there.
I didn't see contact, but Connor is going to be dropping down the order as Harrington gets past him. But Larson is all over the rear of Fox Johnson, not wanting to make his win here in Brazil very easy. He's putting the pressure on as Archie Britton, currently in P4, is starting to lose contact with Kilday. The mediums maybe have gone past their best as Behrens leads the train of cards of Edwards, Skowski, Van Laar, Sven Schumacher and Pole. And just dropping off the back there looks to be Rank. But meanwhile, the battle for the lead. We're going to ride on board here with Elias Larson.
It's weird to see Rank dropping off for the back. We definitely know he's got some pace around here, and he's on the medium tyres.
I'm wondering, the medium tyre drivers who pit for mediums just... Oh, started Larson! This is not Japan! As meanwhile, Pole's gone round now.
Oh, back.
So Larson...
is going to be all over Larson.
Larson had a big snap though, coming into the last big corner where Timo Glock was in fact going slow. Pole is off again. Has something happened to Pole? Because Pole is definitely struggling. I'm wondering if it's rear wing damage.
I didn't see Pole get wrapped up in anything under the safety car. Keep an eye on him and see see how he gets on.
Van Basten sets the fastest lap of the race. P17 at the moment for Rico Van Basten. But there's a gaggle of cars who have yet to pit and a gaggle of cars who have just pit recently. But
Closest battle on track right
it's
now is
P5.
Edwards against Behrens.
So Behrens is dealing with, as Schumacher is battling side by side here with Ule. Schumacher goes around the outside, pinched Ule right onto the inside of that corner. And Zandi picks up the first 3-second time penalty of the race. I think, has AFJ got a second gap to P2?
Yes, doesn't it? It's about 8.5 attempts currently.
So Larson gets the stays within DRS range. Importantly, actually though, Edwards is going to make the move. Meanwhile, it's also going to be Jeffrey Van Laar up the inside of Sven Behrens, and Behrens loses 2 positions in one corner. And it's not over though for Edwards because he's now got to fend off Jeffrey. As Van Basten sets the fastest lap once again, and he's going to be Jeffrey Van Laar up into P5. Van Laar...
Rank making a move on Schumacher. Schumacher not wanting to give it up, but not having a choice in the end.
The medium tyres of Rank seemingly a little bit more fired up than the hards of Schumacher. Schumacher, though, maybe looking to go on the end on them hards. Let's see what the wear is like on them hards. Already 11%. It's going to be touch and go for them hard tyres. As Skowski's left the session once again. Skowski having technical problems. Currently down in P10. It was Skowski who was pinned to the inside, actually. It wasn't Ule. As Dirk and Ule are battling it out side by side. And Dirk, a little bit of contact. Oh. Very close.
He may lose another position to Van Basten here as well.
As
Van Basten's got that position up into P16.
I'd like to point out the battle for P5 is about to strike once again. As this time it is going to be Van Laar, whose rear light is flashing. We see that looks like it's going to be Connor. No, is that Connor Ratcliffe battling? It's Connor
against Anthony. Yes, it is.
Anthony gets past Connor. There was a battle going on. It was a Haas.
Schumacher
it was
might
Rank
be
and
looking to make a
Schumacher.
move on Rank for P8. Going around the outside of turn 4. Just pulls out of it. Might get a better run out of the exit of the corner though.
The front 4 though have dropped this second train off. So there's a lot to play for this second train, who are battling currently for P5 on track. But if the guys further back don't have to pit, I'm actually looking at Schumacher. Schumacher and Behrens have both have used both compounds. If they can make their tyres last, they could still be in for a shout of a win here. The front 4 aren't out of the water yet, who all have to pit still.
Same for Edwards as well. We're in P6. He's actually the highest of
And
those
Van
hard
Basten-
runners that have pit.
Van Basten has pit twice. I'm just trying to think what strategies could be at play, because currently Skowski in P10 is being chased down by Harrington. As meanwhile, Fox Johnson is giving this front four a nice little toe. Britain is starting to drop off the back a little bit, just about within DRS range. He'll be wanting to hold on to that before the train behind him starts to gain on him.
Might be feeling those mediums now. 11 laps old.
I can tell you now, Britain is not going to want a train run on him, especially by 5 guys. And then 5 guys will want to be getting past him.
Well, you know where he gets up to on the weekend. Oh, where we've got battles at the moment is all quite close behind Jeffrey in P5. Probably a lot of people just getting caught up in that DRS train.
Jeffrey Van Laar, though, is keeping ahead of his train. He's recharging his battery as well, notably. So he's doing a very good job.
Eager to get past Zanzi in P14. He's all over him in Sector 2. He might make a little dive into this corner. It's a little bit of contact, nothing much. We'll be looking to get past him on the straight, I reckon.
He's definitely got some absolute pace here.
And look at Larson. Larson only 3 tenths back from AFJ now.
But it is going to be Rico up the inside of Zanzi. And he's going to have the DRS well to boot. So, Rico Van Basten up to P14. Right now, Harrington just getting past Skowski for P10. That's the final points paying position currently. But Skowski not giving up. Thinks about going around the outside. Maybe a switchback for Skowski. Unable to do so. As we're now going to enter a bit of a lull in the action by the looks of it. Skowski, though, not giving up. Set-upless. But not hopeless. For some points today.
Rank is really trying to get a move on. He's basically pushing Burns around these corners. We've got a yellow flag somewhere.
And it's Ule.
Ule.
And it's Ule has gone round out of turn 7. Has gone round at the end of turn 7. Rank, though, is stuck in this DRS train. Then mediums. When has he pit yet?
They're 9 lap old mediums. He has pit.
And Ule's gone round again.
Ule's gone round again.
Oh, Rank! Rank's gone! Oh! How's he not
the race,
DNF'd? The commentator's curse once again as we ride on board with Rank. Puts it into the wall. We watch him eat a little bit too much curb. And that was enough to send him right round, baby. Right round like a record, baby.
I'm surprised he's only got an M plate missing from that.
But that is almost certainly
huge
going to be
crash.
another pit stop for Rank.
Oh, as Dirk makes moves on Zanzi for P15. Zanzi's looking like he's going to try and hang around the outside, but just not enough grip.
Dirk's rear light is flashing. Zanzi has been falling down the order. As we're going to now ride on board with Fox Johnson to see how he's doing. Currently chilling on battery. He's at 97% battery.
That is a hell of a lot of battery.
I've been told to stop spectating. Britain has dropped off the back of the front 3, though. Archie Britton has dropped off the back of the front 3. It's starting to be caught up by that train of 4 cars now, because Rank has gone. Fox Johnson is...
Further back, Anthony has gone up into P9. Just overtaken Harrington.
Anthony...
Although it's also flashing.
He also would have gained P9 because Rank is in the pits.
Ah, okay. Right, I got that afterwards. Well, he gained 2 positions then.
But Britain now in no man's land. Surely it's almost pit window time for Archie Britton. Might be able to get the undercut on the hard tyre compared to the old hards. So Britton, if he can pull out some pace, could start leading the race at some point.
See how long these top 3 are going to go on those hard tyres.
As meanwhile in P5 it is Jeffrey Van Laar on his debut. Larson on his debut, P2. Jeffrey Van Laar on his debut, P5. Beerens on his debut, P7. The debutants currently all in the points. And Archie Britton stays out. If Archie Britton was to pit, I think he'd come out around Zanzi.
Yeah. I think I looked around,
A safety
right.
car now would see Britain not. If Britain got a race win, I think Conor Ratcliffe would cry.
He is starting to really fall back from the top 3 now, but those mediums are 15 laps old. It's really going to be feeling those.
And he's going to be... He's not losing too much time to the medium runner of Jeffrey Van Laar behind, because he's also on old mediums, correct?
Yeah, they're 11 laps old, so they're 4 laps younger than Britain. It does look like he's only losing a couple tenths a lap currently, but those mediums are probably going to fall off a cliff pretty soon.
As Anthony is being under pressure here from Harrington as well. We're in a bit of a quieter time for the action, but Rico van Basten is all over the rear now of Skowski. He's getting a bit creative with his lines. Looks for a switchback.
Larson's a little bit closer to AFJ, although so after I say that, it looks like AFJ's just turned on the battery.
We're still following Rico van Basten because he's all over the rear here of Skowski. Started 15th, is currently running in 12th as Harrington and Anthony are side by side.
Britain's just pit. We'll see where
Yeah, Britain
gonna
into
come
the pits
out.
now. As Rico van Basten does get past Skowski. As Harrington is up into P9, has managed to get the move done on Anthony. No, he hasn't. Ignore me. It was his teammate Schumacher getting the move done on Behrens.
It's going to be very close between Britain and Pole. Britain coming out the pits. I think Pole's just going to get him on the exit.
Britain currently P15. He's going to be
Actually
side by
going for
side with
position.
Pole. Then cold meat hards though. Pole might be able to cook it around the outside.
Looks like Pole's just going to keep this position.
But Britain maybe looking for a move up the next corner, thinks better of it. He'll have the fresher hards once he gets him into firing range. Surely he'll be able to get back past Pole without any issue at all and might start making gaps and gaining
he can
time
get those
on the
warmed
cars
up.
ahead. Because
He wants to get past Pole ASAP. 4.5 second gap in front for him to work towards.
So Schumacher now in P6. Can he make them hards last to the end? They're currently... That's the wrong one. Tyre age for Schumacher. 13 lap hards. His tyre wear. 30% rears. They might last. It's going to be
If they do, it'll be
right
very
on the
close.
limit. But
It'll
Schumacher
be
could
close
still be
to-
on for a win.
Possibly. I mean, we'll see how the race pans out. I think they'll be getting close to puncture territory. and then
Larson
it's
is...
just a bit of luck, really.
Larson looks like he's outside the 1 second window now. Fox Johnson. Is Fox Johnson pushing on that battery? He's now...
On the back.
Oh, Zanzi's had a moment.
Zanzi's fun.
Zanzi has had a moment. He's back. He's been passed by Pole and Britain. But I'd like to say this. Fox Johnson is now pushing the battery.
So currently Larson, he's 9 tenths behind. He's just in. He's just had a good couple corners there. He's 8.5 tenths behind now. He will have DRS.
But
this
Fox
lap.
Johnson is using the battery. He's pressing hard on the battery. And Ule is retired. Has Ule crashed?
Let's have a look. Follow
It's a
us right
safety
now.
car. And Fox Johnson manages to dive into the pits just in time.
Oh yeah, the Ule's car is absolutely shredded.
Will these guys be able to get out around in front of the safety car? I don't think they are. I think the front two...
Britain in the mud.
The front two are about to be cucked. Yep, the front two stuck behind the safety car. Fox Johnson gets a free pit stop on the guys around him.
Yeah, this is horrific for Larson and Kilday.
They've been toasted by the safety car. Britain, where will Britain be out? Because
Britain has been shafted.
Britain's bum has been
Come out P8.
Britain's bum has been fondled.
How can we say it? Britain coming out in P8, but obviously first and second place. If they do pit, they're going to go right to the back of the field.
It's
or at least very close. But if they don't, they're going to be on those 18-lap-old hards.
Look
with
at the
everyone
tyres
behind
that
on fresh
everyone.
mediums or hards.
Look at the tyres that everyone is about to be on. Medium, medium,
Exactly.
medium, 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 medium. In front of him, medium, 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 medium. The only one not on mediums is Van Laar. Everyone else has used every compound. So right now, Larson and Kilday have been royally ruined.
You think they're going to have to pit for fresh mediums?
They have to
don't
go
you?
fresh mediums. They're going to be at the back of this train. And does Britain pit as well for his second set? As yeah, we see the front two coming into the pits. Archie Britton not pitting. Britton's going to try and stick it out on the hard tyre.
See what you can do.
And Van Basten also on the hard. Both Red Bulls on the hard.
I wouldn't say it's looking like a Red Bull masterclass staying out on those
It
hards.
was looking like one, and then
For sure.
they've been absolutely cucked. Not as hard as some people have been cucked.
We also have, I think it's Van Laar, isn't it, the Aston Martin?
Yes.
He's also on those hard tyres up in P2.
So Fox Johnson has a hard runner between him and the next medium runner of Edward.
Does indeed.
How many laps?
And Rank on a weird one further back. Rank's on 9-lap old hards. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Might be looking to just stick out to the end on them.
He's already P14, so it just seems worth it to have gone in for fresh mediums.
Unless he didn't have a set of fresh.
Oh, surely he had a set of fresh. He's only used one set this race, and he surely couldn't have been on them for too long.
I wouldn't have imagined so.
Well, anyway, safety car's in this lap.
So we get another classic Fox Johnson safety car restart.
No broken front wings so far under this safety car.
So, Fox Johnson is probably not want to give anyone a tow here. Oh my god.
Oh, and there we go.
Yep. Edwards gets a 5-second for contact with Schumacher. But I
Can't
wonder
see
whose
there's
fault
any
that was, because
damage.
Edwards is the car in front. So I'm wondering if Edwards weaving around, that's probably going to be overturned. But Fox
Yeah,
Johnson
you would think so, yeah.
is absolutely cooking them.
Leaving it right to the last second, as you'd expect, though.
And he's
There it
off.
goes.
He's off. Fox Johnson is off. And it is going to be... oh, there's yellow flags further back.
Further back. I'm not sure why, though.
Van Laar, though, in P2. Not being jumped. Connor gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cutting. So Connor in P10. It's just chaos. P9 right now is Skalski. And P8 is going to be Harrington looking for a move on the hard-running Red Bulls. As Edwards is side-by-side with Van Laar. The Alpine and the Aston Martin side-by-side. Edwards trying to go around the outside. Was he entitled to space? Maybe, maybe not. But Edwards gets the move done around the outside. Schumacher looks to follow suit up the inside of the next corner. Van Laar is dropping down the order. But Fox Johnson is gone, just like his father before him. And we see Van Laar and Schumacher now side by side. Still side by side.
Going to go around the outside. What a move!
It was actually Van Laar just holding it together. And it's actually going to enable Behrens to maybe look for a move for Schumacher side by side. But it's going to be Jeffrey Van Laar holding up the McLaren. The Mercedes is in front of the Haas, looking to go around the outside on the centre S's. He'll have the inside for the next corner. But Van Laar holds off. And now Schumacher looking to attack back on Behrens. Meanwhile, the two Red Bulls are relatively safe. But Behrens looking for maybe to go around the outside of Van Laar. They're side by side. It's nip and tuck. They're still side by side. Schumacher might look for a move as well. No doing so though, as meanwhile, they're still side. Oh my god. Now Behrens with the inside. Van Laar holds it around the outside. We'll have the inside for the next. A little bit of a snap. Wheel bang. A little bit of wheel to wheel contact. Behrens gets through, and now Schumacher dives up the inside. Van Laar. Oh my god. Oh, and one of the Red Bulls, that was Rico Van Basten, gets a bit of a snap, and he's now going to be attacked further back by Kasper Skalski. Skalski's gone round! Skalski goes round and drops all the way down the order. As Dirk now up into P9. P10, we see Kilday and Zanzi battling it out for the final points paying position. Meanwhile, there's yellow flags. Who's that? It's a Red Bull.
Britain has gone
It's
round.
Britain! Britain's missed the apex! Britain drops all the way down! And something's happened to Harrington. Harrington's now in P16. I'm out of breath. As Van Laar is now in P5 and falling down the order on them hards, but it's gonna be Rico van Basten also on hards. The battle for P3 rages on. Schumacher versus Behrens. No, my
The front two they're 2 seconds apart. They've absolutely gone for it on the restart.
my
But
mic popped
all
a
that
little.
drama behind.
And Rico van Basten is eyeing up a move on Jeffrey Van Laar.
Should be a pretty easy pass on the straight with DRS.
I have noticed,
just
and
a
I'm trying to not be as
massive-
loud.
It's just a massive train going back all the way to P10.
Rico van Basten making a move as Schumacher gets the move for P3, the final podium position. There we see it's going to be Rico van Basten getting the move done before the straight on Jeffrey Van Laar. Jeffrey Van Laar falling down the order on them hard tyres. As next up is going to be Dirk Hoosenveld in P7, maybe eyeing up a move. Looks for the inside. Dirk Hoosenveld side by side with Jeffrey Van Laar. He's got the inside. Will be on the outside, and Jeffrey's rear light is flashing once again, and Dirk is up through. And Jeffrey, once again, falls further down the line. Fox Johnson, though, is currently going to be your driver's champion. And meanwhile, Edwards is having a stellar drive. Started 18th, up into 2nd place.
Behrens
P3.
after getting passed by Schumacher has been dropping back quite
Ooh.
quickly.
Conor Radcliffe is currently racing side by side as... Oh my god.
Oh, we just saw Van Laar just absolutely go zoom past the camera.
They've both... Look, he caught him and Conor. There was contact. There's
Ranker's had an incident.
Rankers at a moment. Conor got end plate damage. Van Laar's into the pits. Does Van Laar also have damage?
It didn't. I might have missed it. If he does, it's just end plate damage. I didn't see it when I was spectating him.
Britain is cooking, but not in the right way. As meanwhile, Dirk Hoosenveld up into P5 now. And Ranker's retired in the pits.
And Van Laar has put on the soft tyres for the final stint of this race.
Pole is currently in P10, the final points paying position for Tad Pole. And Zanzi up in the points. It's his first points finishing, but he has 3 seconds of time penalties, needing to drop off the guys behind him.
Gresham in the pits for
Once
front
again.
wing as well.
Kilday up into P7. And
I
Van
didn't see
Laar.
that Ranker's retired.
I did say Rank had retired in the pits. Van Laar picked up a 3-second time penalty, meanwhile. In P15 now, behind Conor Radcliffe. But Fox Johnson leading. A very quiet race for him. The battle for P3 rages on. Sven Schumacher versus Sven Bernards. No,
Battle for
Behrens.
P6 as well.
P6 it is going to be Kilday on Rico van Basten. Kilday up the inside. And will now be chasing down Dirk Hoosenveld. Oh. As meanwhile,
Behrens
Britain
maybe with a bit of pace.
went
come
from
back to him.
P4 to almost a lap down. And there's
Oh,
yellow
it's got
flags.
back. It looked like, I think that's
It's
Zanzi.
Zanzi. Zanzi's dropped, had a moment, he's dropped down. Zanzi now falls out of the points. I cursed him as well. I need to stop talking. Anyone I say is having a good race does suddenly have a moment. I said Britain was having a good race. Britain suddenly cooked it and has ruined his race. Connor's
Kilday
into the pits.
right on the back of Dirk now already. There should be a really easy pass run of DRS on the straight.
Kilday definitely has a lot more pace than Dirk. Dirk's struggling. Also, Larson, who got really screwed over along with Kilday with that safety car. Both of them climbing back up through the order. Kilday now with the DRS on Dirk Hoosenveld. Dirk P5, Kilday P6, but not for long. Kilday gets the move done before turn 1, and Kilday up into P5. Gustav Kilday is climbing his way through the order. Rico van Basten is holding on currently P7 with the fastest lap though, which is an extra point for the Red Bulls.
I don't know if you pointed that out, but Edwards up in P2 is up 16 places and Schumacher up 13.
So
Absolutely crazy races they're having amongst the chaos.
that safety car, by the way, Van Laar meanwhile takes the fastest lap on the soft tyre. Edwards got a 5 second. I have a feeling it's going to get overruled because it was with contact with Schumacher who was behind him. And
We'll have to see the replays, but it'll be hard to think how it's his fault when they're all going so slowly for the restart.
It will indeed. Meanwhile, Larson has gained on the back of this. Dirk definitely not quite got the pace of Kilday's. Kilday's dropping him off. AFJ got very lucky with that safety car. Literally, as he came into the pits, the safety car popped out. And AFJ is having a brilliant race that looks like he is going to become the World Drivers' Championship. Only him putting it in the woods. Meanwhile, Larson is now looking for a move up the inside of Rico van Basten. Larson with the medium tyre makes the move into the turn 1 of the Senna S and will be hunting down Dirk Huizenveld.
It looks like now we might have a bit of a lull. All the medium runners have got
You say that
we're gonna
as
have Pole,
Pole.
actually.
Pole is battling with Anthony. Pole up to P9. Anthony drops down to P10 on them hard tyres. And also Schumacher and Behrens are racing it out for P3, the final podium
For a
position.
while. Well, Schumacher he's put in a little bit of a dent towards Edwards this lap. He's gained a couple temps.
Schumacher definitely starting to cook, dropping the Behrens off by a tenth or two as well. Meanwhile, Dirk is trying to hold on to the back of Gustav Kilday so he can maintain that DRS to defend off the charging Larson. Dirk's rear light is flashing. Are we about to see a move?
Dirk was outside of DRS range as well. I don't know if he was in it just at the detection zone. Doesn't
Larson,
look like he was.
Larson's dropping the battery. He's looking for the move around the outside on the Senna S's. With the help of the DRS, they're going to be side by side into turn 1.
Lost contact there.
And Larson's through. Dirk loses the position to Larson. Larson up to P6 will be trying to hunt down Gustav Kilday. But Dirk will try and maybe answer back here. Swillocks for the inside, back to the inside. Larson parks the car in the middle. Nowhere to go. You shall not pass.
This is perfect for Van Basten, just hanging in there while they're battling on the hard tyres.
And what is their tyre wear
See
on
him
these
come
tyres?
back into it.
They're 30%.
Oh, as Dirk has a massive a couple snaps.
And it's going to leave the door open for Rico van Basten, whose tyres are actually fresher now than the medium runners. The hard tyre of Rico might start to come back to life here.
We'll see if he manages to fight his way back up to kind of like 4th and 5th with those hard tyres.
Meanwhile, Edwards' tyres maybe starting to drop off on the front because he's being caught up by the pair behind him.
Possibly. They're all 10 laps old, but I think Schumacher has done 3-4 temps again in this lap.
As Britain into the
Nearly in
pits
DRS.
and retires. Britain, who was on for a brilliant race result, only to have it dampened by sudden carnage.
And that is sad to see. Maybe we'll see him for one last race on this game next week.
Who knows? It'll be Singapore next week.
Did I game on this race? Whatever.
What?
I can't remember. I don't know if I got
You said it the right way.
Moving on.
Moving on. Schumacher still pulling along beer end. As Anthony and Pole battling it out for P9. Pole still holding ahead of the Mercedes driver Anthony. What is Anthony's tyres? 26%. What are Pole's tyres like? 31. So definitely the hards starting to come more alive than the medium tyres. As Fox Johnson is cruising ahead. Edwards is being gained on by Sven Schumacher and Behrend.
So I think I'll keep an eye. Schumacher might have just been within DRS.
Let's watch on board with Schumacher, whose rear light is flashing. He's deploying hard. No DRS for Schumacher.
Just not. He is 1.1 seconds back now, but at the detection zone it was very close.
He is gaining.
He should be within it now. Yep, he has DRS now. Schumacher is in DRS
Oh,
range.
Larson gets a 3-second time penalty meanwhile. Pushing hard to catch Kilday is actually just pulling Rico van Basten along, and that 3-second time penalty is going to be monumental.
And it's going to drop him all the way down to P8 as it stands.
But Schumacher is making inroads on Edward. That is a very good shout, you know. Edward for driver of the day. Started P18, currently P2. We've got 4 laps of racing left.
Yeah, we'll see how much he falls. It doesn't look like he's got the same pace as Schumacher and Sven.
What
And
is his
Schumacher
tyre?
himself is up 13 positions at the moment.
Very true. What is his tyre like? Zandy picks up another... No, that's not one. They're on this equal amount of tyre, same age tyres, so maybe it's just Edward starting to fall off.
Yeah, Kilday in P5 and Larson P6 they are. On 11 lap old instead, so just 1 lap younger.
Meanwhile, Rico van Basten with the DRS and the hard tyres, which seem to be in firing range now, because Larson is actually under a little bit of threat here from Rico. Rico, knowing that Larson has a 3-second time penalty, will want to get past him to maybe catch up to Kilday. And who knows who's got a penalty coming their way.
Move on pole. Done it around the outside turn 2. And then there's a massive snap. Pole might get this back on the inside.
Pole will have the DRS here. No, Pole will have the DRS.
Oh.
Anthony's rear light is flashing as well. Pole gets back past before turn 4. So Pole gets to move back on Anthony, but Anthony looks for a switchback on Pole. Back to the inside, but will be on the outside for the next corner. Pole on the inside. Anthony looks to hang it around the outside. They're side by side. As Harrington retires, Anthony, oh my god, this pair not giving up. Anthony gets the move done. That was about half the track. They were battling it out, but Pole doesn't give up, looks for a move back up the inside of Anthony. And Anthony will now have the inside for the next corner, and I believe now Anthony has made the move stick. But that
Then
was...
Pole's going to have DRS. It does look like these medium tyres are starting to fall off.
And Edward now is being reeled in by Sven and
Van
Behrens.
Basten makes a move for P6.
Yes, Van Basten now
Makes it
gets
stick.
past
That should be
Larson.
the move done.
Is Larson going to just chill behind Rico van Basten, or is he going to look for a move as we get an awful camera angle?
It's already 4 attempts. It looks like he's just going to try and chill behind, probably stay in that DRS.
Monk being biased team principal.
I think we should flick back to the front. Right now we've got Schumacher 3.5 tenths behind Edwards, and he's brought Behrens with him.
And Van Basten picks up a 3-second time penalty. So now Larson and Van Basten are actually battling for position.
See how that goes, but I
we're
really
gonna
think
have it.
Schumacher is going to make a move on Edwards going into turn 1, maybe even before.
We're about to have a shootout for P2. It's going to be a 3-way battle, a 3-way spaghetti fest for P2.
And if they fight, watch out for Kilday, only 1.3 seconds back from Behrens.
And
as well.
fresher mediums. Kilday on the fresher medium.
One lap newer, yeah.
Could make all the difference right now as
Good.
we coming to 3 laps to go. AFJ still leading. Has a comfortable gap to P2 in Edward. But Edward having to now
Just not
defend.
happening this lap.
Schumacher right behind him. As
Schumacher does have a little bit more ERS as well.
As Pole and Anthony still battling it out for P9. As Skowski has got past Zanzi.
It's a really tasty scrap as Anthony tries to go around the outside of Pole. Oh, there's contact war. Anthony very nearly got spun around then.
So Pole and Anthony. And Pole's looking for a move around the outside. Anthony, though, later on the brakes, gets the move cleanly through. Also, Rico van Basten under pressure now from Larson. Larson not giving up on that position. And the battle for P2 is going to rage on. And we're going to ride on board here with Schumacher. As he's deploying his battery, keeping with DRS. Is he going to look for the move this lap? Because you've got to remember, Behrens is right behind the pair of them.
Actually, he's not. Schumacher's not deploying any battery. He's so close.
Will he maybe look for a better exit out of the centre S's as Van Laar gets a 3-second time penalty running in P13.
I think Schumacher, he can make a dive, but I feel like he's just going to stick behind.
He's going to go for the last lap.
He's going to dump all his ERS in the last lap, yeah.
It's going to be a last lap shootout then for these 3.
And Edwards is flashing. It's going to be very hard for him to defend that.
Meanwhile, Larson has got back past Rico van Basten. And Kilday, in P5, is gaining on this this trio.
He's just over 1 second behind, although he's just gone under actually. He may He's definitely going to have DRS.
AFJ supposedly almost spinning it. If he bins it on the final lap, I will chuckle.
So here we go. Imagine Schumacher is going to be dumping it. Yep, he's dumping the ERS. It looks like he's going to be.
He's closer. He's a lot closer. He's going to be ahead.
Before they even get to turn 1.
But that means that Edward will now have the DRS to answer back into turn 4.
But Edwards, it doesn't have as much ERS. It might be quite difficult for him to make a move.
Let's see what happens here as AFJ now rounds turn 4. But this battle for P2 is all the rage at the moment. Edwards not close enough though to make a move.
But about Larson, just not close enough to make a move on Van Basten either.
And Anthony and Pole are still battling it out. Where could we see an overtaking move happen for one of these guys? I can imagine all of them are going to be pushing their battery to the very limits now. As Rico Van Basten has made the move back on Larson for P6.
AFJ just coming onto the straight.
AFJ now rounding the final few corners.
Drove pretty much a flawless race today.
Also blessed by that safety car. Literally blessed.
Right,
but Alex Fox Johnson
go.
rounds the final kink, comes towards the line, and Alex Fox Johnson is your 3 times world champion here in Amethyst Racing. AFJ takes home P1, P2 for Schumacher's. Biren gets P3 in the end, Kilday P4, Edwards P5 with that 5-second time penalty. P6 will be for Rico Van Basten. P7, Larson. P8 for Dirk Huizenveld. Anthony comes home P9. Pole in P10. 11th is gonna be Skowski, Beeson, Zanzi. And crashes. AFJ though is your 3-time world champion here in Amethyst Racing. Wins 3 races in a row. Solidifies his name in the history books.
He's like a race to spare as well. He doesn't even need to turn up next week.
No, he can eat his heart out.
He can play F123 instead.
AFJ's parents aren't going to allow him at that game. Meanwhile, the final car... Good point. The final car is going to be Conor Ratcliffe. Not had the race to remember here. Doing some donuts.
It never started well for him. That drive-through right from the get-go.
But Fox Johnson is your race winner here in Brazil and is your world champion. P2 goes to Sven Schumacher. P3 for Behrens. P4 for Kilday. And Edwards P5. Oh, are you able to get the screenshots, please?
Of course.
Thank you, thank you.
If it loads to me, I should get the screenshots.
There we go. But here we have Alex Fox Johnson coming to take the top step of the podium. He is your Brazil race winner. The obese monster takes home his 3rd trophy. AFJ is a world champion once again. Oh.
What does that do to the constructors as well? And that's a really strong showing for Williams.
He showers his engineer and his team with the champagne. And then has probably the worst profile picture known to man. But there we have it. There is your running order. Fox Johnson wins 5 seconds to Schumacher. P3 for Behrens on his debut. P4 for Kilday. P5 for Edward. Van Basten brings it 6th. Larson on his debut P7. Dirk Huizenveld P8. Anthony P9. And Tadpole rounds out the top 10. Oh my days.
And Britain might have DNF, but at least he got fastest lap.
Very true. He steals any point that anyone could have taken. Oh,
I
we're gonna
suppose it's time to move to interviews.
it is gonna
Get
be
AFJ
time.
up.
Gonna be time to get AFJ in for some interviews, and we're gonna get ready to do them. Ugh.
That was actually a really good race.
It was a very, very good race. I'm going to get the interview up the air. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
There he is, already in there.
I want that button, and then I want this button. Here we go. Let's get Fat Johnson up. Alex,
That's
You're-
no way to speak to your first 3-time champion. There's no need for that.
You were the first
Surely
double
that's
champion
supposed-
as well, and you still got spoken to like that, though.
I know. Exactly. You still owe me two Happy Meals.
look at the name of the room as well.
Lord, I was 3-time champ.
Alex,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
the safety car. Firstly, the safety car couldn't have come out at a better moment for you.
Mate, no. You don't. I don't think you understand how genius I really am, right? Allow me to explain. So the safety car message didn't come out until I was halfway through the pit lane, right?
Yeah.
So I saw, I think it was Ule. I saw him. He was just dead, right? I saw that Ule retired from session, and we were gonna pit like in the next 1 or 2 laps anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? If there's a safety car, fuck it. Let's just like send it in. So I right in the last second, I flicked it into the pits. Safety car message came out just as I was crossing the pit line. It was.
And he
It
got
couldn't.
a lot.
I did.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
had Alex had to pit like not the safety car, he would have come out like right ahead of Dirk.
He would have been
Yeah.
right with the with Larson and Kildare here to fight their way through the grid to come back
Yeah.
in P4 and P7 respectively.
I mean, GG's to them. They drove a fucking amazing race.
Yeah,
So-
we were paying more attention to their race than our own.
Alex, I'd also like to say you
Houses and
scraped
stuff.
through Q1.
Oh, I was actually about to cover that. Essentially, I was out on the inters obviously, and I'd done another lap, and I was like, I can make it back into the pits, and then I'll go back out onto the softs. I went into low fuel mode halfway through the lap, so I didn't have enough time to go out again,
As the DRS then gets enabled.
and I was so lucky not to be. I mean, Sven kind of saved me on that, so kudos to him. I mean,
And
But, yeah.
2 safety car restarts, that was fun.
it was.
you are a 2
I mean-
times champion now. 3 times, sorry, jeez.
Excuse me, Luke.
3
I
times.
won 2 with you.
Yeah, exactly.
How
You're only a
very
2 times champion because the one with Williams doesn't count, obviously.
Doesn't
No, I
it?
joke. You're a 3 times champion now, Alex, though. And
How much money is it going to cost next season?
well, it's only 7 races per run, so
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's
but-
kind of, he doesn't have that many points. So it's gonna be,
oh, I
much
thought it
cheaper
was
this
like
season.
including previous seasons.
no, it doesn't. He would
How the
cost
fuck
too
was he
much.
that expensive for this season then?
because it was 14 races last season.
Yeah.
And I won like 8 of them.
After
After the
banned,
He
yeah.
Who Shall Not Be Named was banned.
you
Anyway,
did,
Anyway, let's get back onto the topic because there's still the constructors to up for play here. You're
Right.
5
We've
points
got-
ahead of
we've got it.
Mercedes.
We've got
Right.
it.
and
Don't worry
Nico's
about
done
it.
jack shit of it.
So,
Well, actually, he's the reason we're 5 points ahead. Because
No,
he
he's
scored
got 3
5 points.
He's got 3 points.
Oh, he's got 3, but okay.
Oh.
Right, then yeah, he's useless.
He got 3 in Soul Zone.
He's useless.
Hey, be
Is
nice.
anything else you guys would like to say before we go down to the rest of the grid?
Alex is simply goated.
Thank
He
you.
needs to be moved up to tier 0.
You can be
But
banned.
yeah, I mean, why? Why?
Tier 0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
that's
Yeah,
2-0, mate. 3-1
I
favorites
mean-
in a row. Move him up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, GG's to you, Luke. Obviously, I wasn't with you this season, but yeah, well done to all of you at Mercedes. Honestly, I didn't actually mean to win this season, so
That
it's a
is
bit
true.
of a surprise.
Well,
So,
you went
the
from
first
only going to be
three
able to
races-
race 3 races to I'm just racing the whole season, screw my exams.
I know, well, yeah, it's kind of how it went. I thought I was.
That's
Bro
an
skipped
amazing
the
answer,
college
bro.
interviews to Australia.
Yeah, that is true. He has done that.
Oh my god.
Anyway, you guys can do more interviews. We'll just go party
Yeah,
elsewhere.
Alright, have fun partying. Alex Fox Johnson is probably
Yeah.
maybe doing a shoey.
Please
No.
do, Alex.
He's too
Please.
young.
Nah, he's
We'll
16.
do one
he
with
should
milk. We'll do one with
If
milk.
if I do, will you give me the 2 Happy Meals?
When I get paid this payday, yes.
I love how you said that for the
Yeah, but
past
and then
5
I
days.
just forget and I just pay bills and pay other things.
You,
Adult.
you know what?
Oh, you're fucking
Why are you
fan of
skipping
You're not
bills?
quick anyway.
Pay Alex for 2 happy meals.
I just forget about
Exactly.
it.
You owe me 2 Happy Meals.
Oh,
That was
well.
part of the contract. I could take you to court.
All right.
Anyway, let's-
Yeah.
Let's go get P2 up.
Yeah.
Uh,
cheers.
All right.
Congratulations.
They did well, both P2 and P3. Alex just simply too cold.
Shoo. And Monk, score some points for once.
Oh.
Strong words coming from.
Sven Schumacher, P2.
Hello?
Hello. That you finally came up. I thought you was gonna cook. I thought you was gonna cook me. P2 is. Do you think Edwards 5 second is removable?
Yes, to be honest.
So Edwards.
I didn't know how it came, but still, I went for the move and finished in front of him, so it doesn't really matter that much.
But we were talk us through race because it was chaotic from the start. You got knocked out in Q1 due to the luck of the gods of invalidation on the final lap as the DRS gets enabled.
Yes.
You was absolutely cooking until that point.
Yeah, I was on for I believe a 12 or 11.9, something along the lines of that. Then I got a little oversteer moment as the track got drier and drier and the setup didn't really work anymore. And also the inters just overheated and then the tires are starting to spin. So did my car, and I was actually losing time until that point when I was off track. Then I went back on and I saw invalid, and then I knew it was almost over. And then everyone crossed the line and I saw that I was P17, so up for a challenge. So yeah, that was qualifying.
And your race is eventful as well by the looks of it. All over the place. One moment you was at the front, next minute towards the back, battling your way through on the mediums. Climbed up the order and then dropped back down the order and then climbed back up the order once again.
Yeah, it was really like climbing a ladder and then the ladder suddenly fell down or something like that. Well, I got a decent start from P17 to P9, I believe, in one lap. And after that I got to P7. I don't know for sure anymore, but something along the lines of that. Then I got hit from behind, which dropped me back to P15. And 2 laps later there was a safety car. And I was P16 at the time, after the safety car. So the safety car came in, there was a restart. I believe I drove back to P7 on the top of my head, I don't know it for sure. Then another safety car came, and I was on the mediums, and I was out of nowhere P4, with one hard runner in P2, and all the guys in front of me were also on mediums. Then Johnson, I believe his name is, just completely just ran away. He just really ran away at the restart. Also because of the hard runner. But yeah, the hard runner also cost me a lot of time, which was not quite ideal. and with who got a penalty again? P2? What was that guy?
Edwards.
Yeah, he was 2.5 seconds ahead of me, and I really needed to push that one. Um, and I believe on lap 32 I came into his DRS and stayed there until lap 35 to make my move on the final lap. So that was all tactic and it was well strategy, a quite decent strategy. And I think it was a decent race overall. Although I definitely could have won it, or at least have a chance of battling Johnson if the hard run was not there, or I didn't got taken out, or I went through Q1. So we will see how that ends up into the future.
I think that might put you possibly P2 in the Drivers' Championship, although too far out of reach now from Fox Johnson, sadly, for the season. Will you be returning next season to try and attempt to take that title away from him?
Oh, I can't comment on that really, to be
Oof.
honest, for now. Um, this was just a time fulfilling and it was quite fun. Although we might have as you know, I'm in Team TF10, so we might have team events on Friday. So we will see where I end up. I'm definitely gonna sign up as a reserve, that's for sure. Don't know what team yet. So yeah, I'm open for offers for next season, not for this season. And I also won't be driving Singapore because F1 23 is out. So
Understandable.
it's quite useless for me. But yeah, that was it for me.
Well, congratulations. Anything else you'd like to say before we go down to the audience?
Congrats to Johnson.
Thank you very much. And congratulations as well on your P2 today.
Yeah, it wasn't bad from P17. So
Yeah.
yep.
Ah.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Right, let's get Edward up next. Who's almost certainly P3. Edward,
Hi.
almost certainly P3 after when you give the footage to your team principal.
Yeah, I already recorded it and sent it in. What happened in short words? The safety car came in lap 20. We were all weaving like a centimeter apart from each other, and then Swan hit me from the back. I didn't even feel it, and then I get a 5-second penalty. So that will get removed.
And it's your best performance of the season. I'm sure the Alpine chat went nuts.
Yep. It was P9, 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 P3.
Yeah, you broke your P9 curse.
Ah, shit, man.
But you must be ecstatic with that result.
Yeah, definitely. Basically starting last and then finishing third.
Do you want to talk us through your race? Because you was right at the back. You binned it in qualifying.
Yep.
And then you pulled that one out.
Yeah, it's most just being fucking lucky. No, in Q1 I did a lot of laps on the inters, and then when it became a little bit dry, like in the last 5 minutes, I went off track in turn 1, and then one of the I got bounced to the left when I went off track on the green slippy stuff. I don't know how it's called. Just right outside the out of turn 2, I think. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I got bounced to the left, and then I couldn't correct it anymore. Instant death.
But you recovery drove, safety car helped bailing you out a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. In lap 1, turn 1, I basically got sent into the wall. Somehow I didn't got any damage, and then later in the lap in sector 2, I got spun around actually. So I was like 5 seconds behind the pack, or even more. I think probably 8 or 9. And then the first safety car just came like perfectly for me, because the safety car came out and I was right before the pit entry. So I came in, put on the hards, drove with the Aston Martin. I just followed him the whole race basically, and then when the last safety car came, I just pitted for mediums again, and then I got very lucky with the overtake on the hards, on the guy in front of me with the hards, and I just made the gap and just drove it out.
And anything else you'd like to say? I can't think of any other questions. Do you have any questions, Matthews?
No, I usually cover the interviews pretty good.
I don't know how to pull up a clip. I'd rather not pull up a clip on stream, Schumacher. Anything else though, Edwards?
Thank you for streaming again.
It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yes, no problem. Have a great night.
Goodbye. I'm going to ask P4 in beer ends if you'd like to come up. Put your hand up if you'd like to come up. Okay, let's get P4 up and then we'll go down to... I'll do 2 more after. Beer ends.
Good evening.
Your first race in Amethyst, and it's a top 4 finish.
I'd say it's a decent one.
I would say it's a decent one as well, seeing as I assigned you with like less than an hour before the race.
I was hoping for a P3, but I'm hearing that it won't be a P3.
It's most probably, almost certainly not going to be a P3, because you know when a safety car gives a random penalty for contact?
Yeah,
One of them ones.
it's a bummer.
But still, an outstanding result for yourself on your debut. You must be very happy about that.
Yeah, I drove my heart out, so
And,
can't do anything more than that.
do you want to talk us through your race? Because it was action from the start.
It was quite calm actually for me.
Oh.
I just started on the mediums and got to lap 1 very clean. Got to P3. Eventually at the first safety car I pitted too hard, ended up in P9. Some guys ahead of me spun or something, where I got back to P5 eventually, until the last safety car, where I pitted for mediums and basically followed Schumacher to the end.
And I don't really know what else to say. Like, my brain has gone numb now. It's been quite a chaotic race.
Yeah, for me it wasn't. It just kept driving.
Kept out of trouble.
clean. Yeah.
And yeah, solid points for yourself and for Mercedes. And with Singer, will you be turning up next week? Is the question.
Next week I've got a wedding party, so probably not.
Understandable. Enjoy the wedding party.
Yeah, thanks.
And anything else you would like to say? You literally turned up to one race, came P4, and and then you're done for the season.
Yeah. Well, I think I have to congratulate the guy getting the championship win. So congrats to him. Anything else? Nah. Don't know what to say. I just did one race.
Well, congratulations to one race, solid points. And will you be racing next season is the question.
Probably.
Oh, well, hopefully we'll see you more around for next season.
We'll have to see what the future brings, I'll say.
Yeah. Anyway, congratulations and thank you very much for being a very last minute surprise and delivering.
Yeah, well, it was a fun evening, so
Thank you.
have a good evening.
And yourself. Alright. Let's get... Sven really wants to show this clip. I'm gonna get this clip. I'm gonna invite Sven back up to do this clip, and then I'm gonna get Skowski up, and then I think I'm gonna have a nap. Alright, let's see this clip.
I really wanted to show it. Wait. Do you see it now?
We can. Let me just full screen.
After this one, I really needed a new, a new underwear.
Alright, let's
To be
see
honest.
it. Let's see it.
You know the McLaren spinning?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, it was right here, and I see him just now.
Oh! 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 Connor! That is not good for you, lad.
No, it was definitely not. Yeah, it was quite last minute, and I kept the car under control though. So yeah, that was decent.
Oh my god,
But
that is...
like here, I didn't realize what was going on, so I was just looking at my gears and my ERS, and then out of a sudden, he was just there. As you might see on my steering wheel, I first wanted to go left, then decided to go right, and it wasn't just I was like on a slight drift here, so I think in the race replay it was pretty close there.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
just a little drift in front of one.
That's well, that's quite the save.
Yep. That's the only thing I wanted to show.
Well, thank you for coming back up to show that. That was a
Have a good night.
and yourself.
Thank you.
Let's get Skowski up. Skowski, you
Hello.
promised me good things. You promised me good things, lad.
I think the game started to hate me after the start of this season, so yeah, you shouldn't have gotten those promises seriously.
No, but your Q2 made me actually believe you cooked in Q2.
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, I was genuinely surprised that I won the Q2. But yeah, then the game, after qualifying, the game decided, nah, you won't have a good race today.
And
During the loading screen, it just looked itself, and yeah,
and that was that. No setup for Skowski.
exactly.
But you still out positioned your teammate today, who sadly didn't finish the race.
Yes.
Is that a sign of
Very-
things to come for Friday? I mean Sunday.
I don't think so. I hope Shimon will do better on Sunday. I think he's still in the fight for the championship, so yeah, I hope he will do the cooking.
Do the cooking in a good way this time.
Exactly.
And anything else you'd like to say before we end that here today?
2 things.
Yep.
First, I hate you, EA. Second, I miss racing in Tier 2.
I mean, you still had good. You still scored points, right?
No, I didn't.
No, across the season.
Across the season, yes, but not today.
Fair enough. But
And I mean, having 9 points when last season I had 200 of them doesn't really make me happy.
no, but you are in a much higher tier now, shall we say?
I know.
But commiserations for you today. And will you be attending next week?
Yes, I will.
Well,
I will.
we'll see you at Singapore then, where you may be able to cook.
Maybe, we'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, commiserations today, and hopefully next week is a much bigger and brighter one for you.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you.
Well, on that note, that is the end of the Tier 1 Brazil stream. Fox Johnson is your champion once again. It's been me, Martin, and I've been joined by
Luke Matthews.
Tune in on Sunday as the Tier 2 drivers take on Brazil. Soybean looks to try and capture a second Drivers' Championship for Williams. And will Monk finally score a point and stop Bean from having to do all the heavy lifting? Find out in 2 days' time at 7 p.m. It's goodbye.
Buzz up, about to rip your face off. falling like an asteroid. Is anybody out there? I stepped outside into the void. Please hurry up, ignite a flare.